third term. So Trump 28, Trump is going to be president in 28, and people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is, but there's a plan. We had longer odds in 16 and longer odds in 24 than we got in 28. And President Trump will be the president of the United States, and the country needs him to be president of the United States. We have to finish what we started. Trump is a vehicle. I know this will drive you guys crazy, but he's a vehicle of divine providence. He's an instrument. He's very imperfect. He's not churchy, not particularly religious, but he's an instrument of divine will. And you can tell this of how he's pulled this off.
Steve Bannon said the quiet part out loud, that Donald J. Trump will run for the next general election and he will be the president. Now the real question is here. If Donald J. Trump runs for presidency in the upcoming general elections in 2028, will you vote for him? Will you clearly uplift the MAGA slogan? First-time viewers and subscribers, I'm Marvin. For those who don't know my identity, and please and kindly, if you're not a robot or an alien, feel free to hit the subscribe icon below and follow my page. You can as well share this video to your family and friends so that they can know what Trump is planning in upcoming elections in 2028. With the financial aid Trump gave to Argentina, a whopping $40 billion to finance its economy, we all know Trump did this so that he can help his friend, the Argentina president, win the next elections. I believe it will be held next year. Trump also is not looking into the welfare of American citizens. He is taking away the food stamps, he's taking up the SNAP benefits, the Medicaid, and also the EBT cards that are used to help the low-income individuals in the United States of America. Black Americans warned the white folks about Trump. The 22nd Amendment protects presidents not holding the office more than 2 terms. But Trump can change this slogan. This 22nd Amendment, it is just a paper. It is just words on paper, and Trump has power over the United States of America. Let me tell you, he can change the Constitution. How? If the House of Representatives vote yes to change the Constitution, and also the Senate vote yes to change the Constitution, that bill will be passed to the states. We all know United States of America has 50 states. If 38 states vote yes, then this can be made possible. Trump can run for the next general elections and he will get the power. He is in the power, no one will get him out. That's why Steve Bannon came out with such harsh words. They have strategies from Steve Bannon's words and statement. He clearly said, we have strategies to win the elections. What do you think about this? Let's watch the following videos of arguments of American people, both defending and going against this. We'll come back at the end and discuss more implications of this. Will Trump surely run for the presidency come 2028 general election? Let's watch.
Woo! So Steve Bannon just said the quiet part out loud. There's apparently a plan to give Donald Trump a 3rd term as president. Yeah, you heard me right. A 3rd term. Like the man's presidency is a Marvel franchise now. But Bannon told The Economist that Trump will, quote unquote, be president in 2028, even though the Constitution clearly says 2 terms, that's it, buddy, and you're out. But Bannon claims they've got alternatives. Alternatives? What, like, is Trump going to time travel? Tag team it with Eric? Install himself as president forever, ever, ever, ever? Only one president has ever gotten away with more than 2 terms, and that is Franklin D. Roosevelt. And that was during the Great Depression and World War II. So unless Trump is fighting both at the same damn time, I think we're good. Trump's been teasing this idea too, posting a Truth Social video with campaign signs like Trump 2028, Trump 2032, Trump 2036, all the way up to Trump forever. Bro, this isn't Fast and the Furious 12 Oval Office drift. Meanwhile, 7 million people were out protesting last weekend for the No Kings movement, basically saying, we already fought one revolution for this BS. So yeah, Bannon says there's a plan. But the rest of America's like, nah, we canceled that subscription after season 2. You feel me? And the other question I got is, if he's going to run a third term, right? Where's Obama?
Steve Bannon said that Trump is going to run for president in 2028. I think the terminal illness with the aura of resistance liberalism that we see brewing in this country again today is that it's not quite ready to admit to itself that in this country, we no longer live under the rule of law, at least at the national level. Trump has managed to centralize power so much, and he has widened the gaps in the rule of law that previous presidents have made whenever they are going after like foreign adversaries or people that the bipartisan elite in this country do not want to defend. They've widened those gaps so much that the rule of law doesn't really exist anymore. And liberals will say, like, Trump has contempt for the rule of law, but they won't actually say that what he has done is dismantle the rule of law. Because if they say that, then all the things they're doing to fight back are meaningless. Because all liberals know how to do is operate within the realm of the rule of law. So in case you needed to hear this, here it is. Trump is breaking the law, he doesn't care, and he's going to keep doing it. Because ultimately, the law is just magic words on paper. Because the real source of power is force, not legitimacy. And until Trump is countered by an equal or greater force, namely the people getting together and deciding to stop this nonsense, we are going to have Trump and people like Trump for the foreseeable future. And accepting that we no longer live under the rule of law is scary, but it's necessary if we want to operate in reality.
So Steve Bannon has blatantly said that Trump is going to be president again in 2028. And I've seen some constitutional experts who are responding to that by saying, this is absurd. Why are we even talking about this story? It is completely unconstitutional. It's never going to happen. Guys, I have some news for you. The Constitution doesn't matter anymore. And it doesn't matter if it's unconstitutional. One, because if he wants to, he's going to run. And the party's not going to stop him. And what happens when he wins? Who is going to stop him? Are the courts going to stop him? Is SCOTUS actually going to stand up and stop him from doing something? No. That's the whole point of why they rigged the courts. And Democrats are very much responsible for a large part of this. During the Clarence Thomas confirmation hearings, Joe Biden made a deal with the Republicans to not present more evidence of Clarence Thomas being a sexual abuser. And Clarence Thomas was confirmed. So Democrats are going to sit by, as they always do, shaking their heads saying this can't happen, this is unconstitutional, this is not going to happen. Legal citizens are not going to get deported. That's unconstitutional. That's not the way the law works. Did anyone listen to Amy Coney Barrett's interview where she was asked point blank if Trump could run for a third term? And she said, that's what that amendment says. The amendment that was enacted when FDR had his fourth term, that's what the amendment says. And then there was another TikTok where a teacher in Oklahoma or something got the Bibles and they had the Constitution in the front, but they only had the Bill of Rights in them. It would not surprise me at all if this Supreme Court gets rid of all the amendments after the Bill of Rights and we go back to the original Constitution. Like, that's the plan. So even if they don't do that yet, they will allow Trump to be president for a third term. It does not matter that it's unconstitutional. It does not matter that it's illegal. So stop sitting by and shaking your head and saying, this can't possibly happen, because it can, and it will.
Breaking news. Steve Bannon says Donald Trump will be elected to a third term in 2028. What? Yes, Steve Bannon said on an interview with The Economist that Donald Trump would be elected to a third term in 2028. even though it would violate the 22nd Amendment, which states that no president shall be elected more than twice, period. But he says, well, if the people and this and that and on and on and on. Again, the 22nd Amendment is quite clear. It says no one, including Donald Trump, may be elected more than twice. It doesn't matter what people or what MAGA or what anybody else want. What Steve Bannon has said has absolutely no basis in law, has no basis in constitutional authority, and it's just political spin. It's speculation. It's not legal fact. Bannon may be signifying that somehow that they're going to try to go to the Supreme Court, but again, it's pretty ironclad. Again, it says no person may be president more than twice. Period. Period. I don't know how they're going to interpret that somehow that, well, Trump can be 3 times. I mean, really? Only way it's possible legally, they would have to change the 22nd Amendment. To do so, they would need 2/3 of the House of Representatives and 2/3 of the Senate to vote yes. And then they would need the states to ratify it, of which it would take 3/4 of the states, which would be 38 of the 50 states. They must vote or approved by the state legislatures to do this. Those numbers are not going to happen. You're not going to have 2/3 of the Senate and 2/3 of the House of Representatives to approve this, let alone 38 of the states. Not going to happen. Therefore, they're not going to change the Constitution. There is no legal way. Now, she commented in the interview, well, it looks like you want to make him a dictator. Well, hello. That's the only way it'd be possible, and that surely wouldn't be an election. Not legally possible, but Steve Bannon is conniving to try to come up with some way it is.
By now, I believe majority of you are angry at this episode, but it is the truth being told out loud. Steve Bannon clearly said they have strategies to win the upcoming 2028 general elections. The manner in which Trump is building friendship with other countries, this shows you he is willing to get billions into America so that he can get financial aid in the upcoming general elections. Trump is a billionaire. Trump is a dictator. Black Americans warned the white folks against voting for Trump. By now, I believe white folks are clearly crying out for black Americans to help them go back to the streets. With the No Kings protests, it is only the white people who are present. No black American was present in the streets. This shows you how black Americans, their lives are perfectly going on well. They don't care whether Trump will be the next president of America. This episode is only to create awareness on what Trump is planning for you American people. This can be made possible. Trump gets what he wants. If he wants to rerun the elections, he will clearly get that. He has power over the court. He has power over the American people. That's why he is always at the top. He always wants himself to remain at the top. Also, I would like to know your response about this. Will you vote for Donald J. Trump in upcoming general elections? Will he run for it? The real question now stands here. If he changes the 22nd Amendment Bill to further the terms of presidents to 3 terms, will you still go and vote? Will you strike? What will your response be? I would like to know on the comment section below. Also, this is a war. This is a war that will not end anytime soon. Black Americans warned you. They clearly warned you, but you didn't listen. Now, it is here with you, a perfect performance for the MAGA people. In fact, it is only the MAGA people who are crying out loud for Donald J. Trump's subsidies and financial aid that is helping out Argentina. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. We are all here to uplift the Black American family. We are all here to uplift the American people. We are also here to show you how Trump intensives are to rig the next elections. He has money, he has power, he has billion-dollar friends worldwide. If he wants to win the elections, what will stop him? If he wants to rerun the election for the 3rd term, who will stop him? Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode. and I will keep you more posted about this. Make sure you stay tuned to my page, where I will continue to highlight what Trump's plans for the American people.